Hello viewers, in today's class we are going to solve some problems related to the principal value branch of inverse trigonometric functions. So here let us first take this problem, find the value of tan inverse tan 9 pi by 8. So now here we see that the inverse trigonometric function which is involved here is tan inverse, and we know that the range or the principal value branch of y is equal to tan inverse x. It lies in the interval that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? So this is the open interval, and from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? So now we have to find the value of this expression. So now we can write tan inverse tan 9 pi by 8. So now we can express it as this is tan inverse, and tan 9 pi by 8 can be written as tan pi plus pi by 8, right? Now here we cannot cancel this tan inverse and tan directly, right? Because if we cancel it out, we are left with 9 pi by 8, and if we calculate 9 pi by 8, then we see that this value, that is 9 pi by 8, it does not belong to this interval, right? Okay, so now we'll write this tan 9 pi by 8 in this form. So tan pi plus pi by 8. So now this is tan inverse, and tan pi plus pi by 8 is equal to tan pi by 8. This angle will lie in the third quadrant, and in the third quadrant this tangent function is positive, and we have tan pi plus theta is equal to tan of theta, right? So now we have tan inverse tan pi by 8, and we see that this pi by 8, it lies in the open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? So we can directly cancel it out, or we can write it as pi by 8. Now let us take one more problem. Here we have to find the value of cos inverse cos 4 pi by 3. So here the inverse trigonometric function which is involved is cos inverse, right? So we know that if y is equal to cos inverse x, then the principal value branch or the range is the interval that is 0 to pi, right? So here we have the closed interval, right? Okay, so now here again, as we have said earlier, we cannot cancel this cos inverse and cos directly, because 4 pi by 3, in that case it will not lie in the interval that is 0 to pi. Clear? Okay, so now what we will do, we'll express this cos 4 pi by 3 as cos pi plus pi by 3, right? So this is pi plus pi by 3, so 3 pi plus pi, 4 pi by 3. Now this angle pi plus pi by 3, it lies in the third quadrant, and in the third quadrant the cosine function is negative, and here we'll utilize the result, that is cos of pi plus theta is equal to minus of cos theta, right? So now we can write it as cos inverse and here we have minus cos of pi by 3, right? Okay, now here again we will apply one more result, that is cos inverse of minus x is equal to pi minus cos inverse of x, right? So here for x we have minus cos pi by 3, so we can write it as pi minus cos inverse of cos pi by 3. Now here we have pi minus, now cos inverse and cos, in this case these two get cancelled, because this pi by 3, this belongs to this interval, right? That is 0 to pi. So now we have here pi by 3, and pi minus pi by 3 is 3 pi minus pi by 3, that is 2 pi by 3. And obviously 2 pi by 3, it belongs to this principal branch of cos inverse x, that is 0 to pi. So the value of this expression is 2 pi by 3. Now let us take one more problem. Here we have to find the value of sine inverse sine 17 pi by 8, right? Now again here we see that the inverse trigonometric function which is involved here is sine inverse, and we know that for y is equal to sine inverse x, the principal value branch it lies in the interval, that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and here we have the closed interval. Now again here we cannot directly cancel these two terms, sine inverse and sine, because in that case we are left with 17 pi by 8, and this 17 pi by 8 does not belong to this interval, right? So what we will do, we'll express this angle as a sum of two angles, right? So let us do it. So we have sine inverse, and then we have sine, and 17 pi over 8 can be written as 2 pi plus pi by 8, right? So this is 16 pi plus pi 17 pi over 8. Now we know that sine 2 pi plus theta, right? Sine 2 pi plus theta, it lies in the first quadrant, this angle, so sine is positive, and we have sine theta, right? So we have sine inverse and sine pi by 8, right? So here for pi by 8, this is theta, right? This is theta. So now here we see that we have sine inverse sine pi by 8, and pi by 8, it belongs to this interval, that is the principal value branch of sine inverse x, right? So we can write this expression as pi by 8, or we can say that these two sine inverse and sine get cancelled. So we have pi by 8, and pi by 8, it belongs to the principal value branch. So the value of sine inverse sine 17 pi by 8 is pi by 8. Now viewers, when we say that these two sine inverse and sine get cancelled and we are left with pi by 8, in fact we are utilizing the important result, that is sine inverse of sine x is equal to x, right? If and only if x belongs to the principal branch of sine inverse x, right, which is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? Now let us take one more problem. Here we have to find the value of cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6. Now again here we see that we cannot cancel these two terms to get the answer, that is 13 pi by 6, because 13 pi by 6, it does not belongs to the principal value branch of cos inverse, right? And the principal value branch of cos inverse x is 0 to pi, right? And this is the closed interval. So here 13 pi by 6, if we cancel cos inverse and cos, then we get 13 pi by 6, and we see that 13 pi by 6 does not belong to 0 to pi. So what we will do, we'll again split this angle as a sum of two angles. So we have cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6 can be written as 2 pi plus pi by 6, right? 6 2s are 12, 12 pi plus pi is 30 pi over 6, right? Now again we'll make use of one important result, that is cos 2 pi plus theta, right? Cos 2 pi plus theta. So this angle is theta, and 2 pi plus theta lies in the first quadrant, and in the first quadrant the cosine function is positive. So cos 2 pi plus theta is cos theta, right? So here we'll have cos inverse of cos pi by 6, right? Because cos 2 pi plus pi by 6 is cos pi by 6. Now here we can say that we can cancel out these two terms to get pi by 6, which is 30 degrees, and 30 degrees lies in this interval, right? So our answer is pi by 6, right? So here again we have applied the result, that is cos inverse of cos x is always equal to x if and only if x belongs to 0 to pi, right? Similarly, we have tan inverse of tan x is equal to x if and only if x belongs to the open interval, that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, right?